Hello and welcome to day one of learning.
New face filters on Instagram today.
I'm going to do this just so I can teach myself something new every day and then teach it to you, whoever's watching, just so I can, share my knowledge.
Okay.
If I say anything wrong or I false information, please let me know.
Are you serious?
So I can fix it. What I'm doing is what I've learned, and I may be wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But today we are talking about ESCs. What is an ESC? Electronic Speed Controller. Specifically, I'm going to talk about a 4-in-1 ESC that you would commonly see on a drone. An ESC usually looks like a box, like this, like a square, and it would go on, that's like the main part of the drone. There's also an FC, I won't get into that. The ESC is the connection between all four of usually they're brushless motors on the drone. It also takes the battery voltage from a LiPo battery, for example, 6S I'm going to use, and usually you also would have a capacitor connected to it. It also takes signals from the FC, which I'm not going to get into, but it takes the signals from that. And then each one of these drone motors will have 3 pads that are connected to them. Each one of the pads is one's power, one's ground, one is a signal. So power, ground, and signal. The signal layers, or the signal pad, is a pulse width modulation signal. What that is basically fake analog signals. What it does is it takes a DC or a digital signal and it turns it off and on for a certain period of time, and it takes that average of that voltage, and that is what the motor will see, as in it's fake, right? It's not actually that voltage, but it's taking the average, so on average it gets that voltage. So it takes the input of the throttle input and gyration and everything from the flight controller, which is usually connected on top or at the bottom, FC. And then it takes those values and it sends a pulse width modulation signal to each one of the motors independently, because it's a 4-in-1 ESC, and it takes the battery from here that is usually dropped down from using a voltage regulator, and then those are all sent to each one of the drones to allow it to fly, do flips, everything like that. So yeah, that's day one of learning with me. ESC, Electronic Speed Controller, remember that. Say that to somebody, just be like, I know what an ESC is, and send them this video. So yeah, awesome.
Good night, girl. I'll see you tomorrow.